Victoria's human rights watchdog has raised concerns over Premier Daniel Andrews' controversial pandemic management bill, which is set to be pushed through the upper house this week. Victorian Human Rights Commissioner Roa Allen has raised concerns with Attorney-General Jaclyn Symes about a specific clause in the legislation. The clause would allow the government to make targeted pandemic orders based on specific attributes, including a person's age, gender or marital status. It could also be based on political beliefs or religion. In a statement to the Herald Sun, a spokesperson from the state's human rights watchdog says, while the proposed bill makes clear that the Charter of Human Rights and Responsibilities will continue to apply and pandemic-specific powers are being exercised, we think that exactly how the Charter applies should be further clarified. Protesters are planning to camp outside the state parliament in Melbourne ahead of the debate.
Pressure is mounting on the Victorian government as it prepares to take its controversial pandemic legislation to the upper house this week. Thousands of protesters marched through Melbourne's CBD over the weekend.
People are concerned about their rights, they're concerned about the way that they've been treated over the last 20 months, and they're concerned about what the government's planning to use these powers for in setting up a segregated society.
The proposed laws would empower the Premier and Health Minister to declare pandemics and enforce health directions.
If I had said this to you 12 months ago, you'd look at me and I was crazy that a government would bring in legislation like that.
Victorian opposition leader Matthew Guy says the proposed legislation is more than just another bill in Parliament. It's something that will affect Victoria's economy, recovery and way of life. The Victorian opposition fronted voters on Sunday at a small community meeting. Many are frustrated with the proposed laws and want change.
Please win the next election, Max.
The opposition promising,
if we're elected next year, the first bill we put in the Parliament will be to repeal it.
But critical changes are being discussed by the Andrews government to amend the proposed pandemic laws. 4 changes could be made to the legislation, including making it easier to appeal detention orders and boosting parliamentary oversight. Christy Lloyd, Sky News.